So this specific one, he's in low mount, so he's down there around the belt line. One of my concerns is that he will travel up to high mount. So he travels up, and he's up here, and this is a disaster for me. This is a horrible position. I can't use my hands, I can't bridge, I can't spin, and he has way more attacking options. So to prevent him coming up, I want to put my hand on the one hip. Okay, one hip here. Now, if you sort of open your elbows, it's quite easy for him to unpick it apart, or pick it apart. And then release that. So, we'll spin around actually slightly. So what I'm going to do is fill the space with my elbows here like this. Can you see this elbow is tucked in here? You can keep your knees tight, but I'm going to be even tighter. You can't beat this elbow, no matter how tight his knee is. Yeah. So now as he unpicks the elbows apart, it should be quite hard. Not impossible, it should be quite hard. He'll have to use a lot of energy. Now generally from this position, they don't tend to sit bolt upright. If they do, it means they're not really attacking. They're just sitting on you and being a dick, just being heavy. Like that. The moment he starts applying his weight, like trying to strangle him, because your neck is very vulnerable when you do this. Okay, if I put my hands here, I'm not protecting my neck. So you have to be aware this is a problem. Alright? So if you go back up. So the fight part is, as he goes for my neck, I have to kind of guard against that. Okay, I have to fight against that. So always one hand on the hip, I'm guarding against the hand coming to attack my neck. Alternatively, you can just, if you're tough enough, or if you're experienced enough, you can kind of use your shoulders. So remember, just do a cross collar choke on me. You see, you can delay a lot, but just hunching your shoulders as I'm doing that. Meanwhile, we're going to do the escape. I'm just buying time here. That's all I'm doing. All right, so here's this is all extra information. What I want you to do is hands on the hip, elbow tucked in, and we are going to just do a little baby shrimp here. Just turning slightly to my side here. Okay, my elbow is still digging into his thigh. You can feel it, can't you? All right. Now, I want access to this leg here. I'm going to reach out like this. See, sweep my foot here. Now, you'll find that it doesn't feel obvious that you can get his foot out. You'll just go like this, and your foot will come up on top of his leg. We don't want it to go on top of his leg. We want it to go under. Now, if his instep is tucked in really tightly, I want to kind of dig my knee into the ground. So it's almost like I'm pointing my foot into the air. I'll spin around so you guys can see, but if I dig my knee into the ground, it makes this bit easier. See how his foot comes up? And now the second leg comes in. Here. Now I've trapped his foot. We're in quarter guard. I'm still holding onto his hip here. We're going to lift. See what I did there? Lift my knees up. Lift my knees up. So he's elevated. I'm going to transfer my hip hand to the other side. Now I do another shrimp in that direction here. He puts his knee down again because he wants to attack, and I want to put frames in place here. Now I'm in half guard. Knee shield, half guard. From this knee shield, half guard, I may have to do another shrimp, and I can get closed guard. Okay, so what's another good position to do this? We'll do it here so those guys can see. Hand on hip, slight, like literally an eighth of a turn. Okay? See my knee is pointing to the ground there, which allows me to dig this leg out. I'm going to reach over and gather as much as I can. Now, if you can do this, even better. Okay, then all you have to do is turn and then extract. Let's go. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you can do that, but you can't bring this other leg up because he's quite heavy. He leans his weight. I can't get my leg up. You can still turn your whole bottom half of your body there. You can see how do to limit there. Turn like this. You turn him. Hand on the other hip. Retract. Bring the knee in. Lock. So, whole thing going from this side, which I think I did originally anyway, but otherwise. Block, quarter turn, extract. Ideally, if you can bring this leg out, perfect. Hand on the other side, shrimp, 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 knee shield, frame. Here. And then we're ready to play. A lot of information there. As I say, I'll put it on record, I'll put it on the YouTube channel or social media because it's one of the most fundamental things that you need to get in your head. Absolutely 100%. I still use this now 20 years later. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Very, very closely related to this particular move. This is one of the reasons I wanted you to get this move down pat, is that the next move, which is the intention of the lesson, is a very common reaction to the hip escape. All right, Alex, can I borrow you? So I'm in Alex's mouth. What's Alex? As he hip escapes, a common reaction is that they turn like this. All right. So they turn this way. The correct way of doing this for the attacker is to get the knee as close to the back of the head and the ankle turned in like this. Because now we're in that halfway spot between taking his back, or potentially if he flattens again, taking the mount, taking the arm, attacking it. I have everything at my disposal. Probably a couple of weeks ago, one of the instructors may have covered this. So for example, there are collar chokes, okay? There's arm bars from here. Arm bars from here. Even just getting a basic seatbelt grip can give you the back control. Okay, so it's a very, very important position to know how to deal with. This technical, we call this technical mount. Okay, you may see this online being described as S mount. It's not S mount. It's not the S mount. S mount is this. All right. I'll talk about that later. Technical mount or modified mount. People who know the names of things, that's what it's called. Okay, so we're in that position. So you're doing technical mount on me. So we're in mount. As I hip escape, he swivels around. Yeah, like this. All right. The most important thing, as with any defensive posture, is to hide your arms. So there's no space under the elbow, because he wants to get the space under it and get seatbelt grip. That's like the most basic thing he wants to get, seatbelt grip. I cannot allow this because I'm losing control. So we just get back to the beginning again. We just slowly go into a technical mount. See, as I hip escape, I know he's going to. I'm going to bring my elbows in. Now, with this elbow in place, I can use it as a wedge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shrimp my bum that way and my face to look at him that way. Right, so as he settles into technical, look how I bring this leg out. So as he puts his weight on me, see how his leg extends? Yeah. And then we're in this position here, which I'll show you what to do afterwards, but at the moment just get into this position here. This is a very useful position. White belts, does anyone know the name of what technique I'm using here?
Single leg X.
There. Okay. It's not a single leg X class, but I will show you what to do from here. So we'll start from the beginning again, from mount. I'm doing my hip escape. I tried to do that, but I've lost it. He's brought his leg in. This is before he's pinned me and settled down. I'm making myself small. I'm going to use my power of my hips, basically to make his leg do this. See, make his leg do that. The power of my hip, which can only happen if I take a step out, and there's a massive shrimp out that way. There. Now there's a huge hole here. I'm going to fill the hole with my legs, and then we're here. So they can see. You can do it now. I'm going to turn the face and you're going to technical mount here. Very stingy with the elbows. We're not shrimping back into him. Okay, although that is a technique. We're going to shrimp. Got my leg. The other way. Here. Fill the space here. Like this. And attack. We're going to attack later on with that. Everyone understand? Is that okay? Want to show it again? No? Good. Okay, give it a go. 1, 2, 3. So I'm trying to hip escape, capture his leg, but he literally turns into technical mount. And he sinks it in tight. So when I say sink it in tight, a good technical mount will have the angle of his shin like that. So his foot will be towards me. All right? and it will be digging into just above my hip bone, into my tummy. Yeah, can you see it's really dug in there, yeah? There will also be very little space for me to wedge my elbow in, almost no space, but it still maintain the discipline of that. Now this foot position alone, when it's dug into my hip, is a nightmare, because I can't now do technique one. Just stay where you are. I can't, you see, I want to do that massive hip turn and I can't, I'm caged in. Right, so this is a problem for me. On top of that, he's probably, his tummy and a little bit of his chest is on my top of my shoulder. And he's pressuring me to do this, which now means he's got the arm free to attack or get a seatbelt grip or get a gift wrap. And he has so many choices. So all the time, if you can only remember one thing, hide that arm as best you can, all right? Because this is really, really important. The moment that goes, he's got you. It's just, I can't even show you an escape because it's just too tough. Although I will cover it on Saturday, best I can anyway. Now, I can't do the original where I face into him, but I can at least shrimp up. See what I did? He can't stop that. Notice my foot position, and I'm just going to elevate my hip and sort of the tailbone vertically here. You can't stop that, can you? No. So we go back to the beginning again. So just go back to the beginning. So I can't break it down, I have to do it in one. I turn, he gets a really good tight thing, and I hide in my arms because I don't want him to get me. I'm going to, almost like I want to turn to the ground, but I'm not turning to the ground, I'm just switching my legs here. I'm going to hit up, grab his foot, swap it in between my legs here. As simple as that, all right? Now, I have control over his knee. I can move his knee. If I control his knee, I can move my hip out. Block, out, half guard, same thing again, back to close guard. So it's very similar to the previous technique, but I'm adding a small detail, a constraint there, which you have to overcome, because when you do sparring, oh, the first technique didn't work, seeing because his foot was really, really dug in really deep. I'll spin it around so you guys can see a bit more. If you're in technical mount, we'll just start in technical mount, it's a bit easier. Get the best technical mount. Really dig that foot in, the knee slightly points out, the shin angle, see what I mean? See how shin angles like that? And guys on God, you feel this. When it's dugging in, it's like, I can't get it out. So try and shrimp out. I can't, okay? Not without punching him in the face, but he can punch me back, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to step over. This is the crucial bit. Don't try and bridge from here. It almost doesn't work, and you know, Cameron's lighter than me, so no, he's not really. What are you about? 65?
76.
What? Time to get a bigger gig. Alright, so I want access to this foot. I want to put it between my legs and trap it. Very similar to the first warm-up that we did. I can't just push it. His whole weight is on there. I can't put it in there. But I can turn my knees down and step across. This is very important, this bit, which allows you to do this. See what I'm doing? Now his leg is light. Pop it between your legs. Don't hang around here. Here. Now he's shrimp out. I don't need to trap his leg anymore, by the way. I've achieved the objective. Shrimp out. One more time. Yeah, sideways is the best, isn't it? You guys see everything, are you sure? You've got a great angle of the top of my head, but probably not the important details, which are kind of, okay. Don't worry, it's all on camera anyway. 555, I'll charge you a bit more. You've got the cheap seats, you see. Right, so technical mount. I can't do technique number one. They're really digging. Cage my hips. Guys, test this. Bookies, just get in the best position, ask him to do the first technique. Can't do it, so now I have to do this. Step over. Hip up, bottom, and just pop it in there. It's the easiest move. Just pop it in between your legs. Don't stay in here. Another shrimp is necessary. Frame, frame, frame. Knee across. If you're happy with half guard, fine. If not, we're going to close guard. Okay, this is great stuff. Very, very solid, very workable, very high percentage. You do have to get the details right there. So please drill it. I'll come around and help, of course. Everyone okay? 1, 2, 3. This time when I'm denying, so he turns to technical mount, I'm denying him anything. So I should explain that. He's looking for control of my upper body. At the moment, he has nothing. That's why we're doing the gift wrap, because that has control over my upper body. That's the reason he can also do the figure 4. He can also, even without the arm, just get what we call the seatbelt grip. Yeah, that's control over my upper body. However, by hiding my arms and clamping my forearms and my palms to my face, he has nothing. He has to now fight for upper body control. There's no way you can get my back from him. Right? So this is reasonably safe. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bridge into him and collect his leg. All right. Now, as I collect his leg, I insert my. The bridging alone will create space. Insert my top leg. And with this top leg, I now have a lever and a pulling mechanism. So I'm going to pull and push here. Do it gently because you can torque the knee a little bit. Here, like this. And then we're going to swipe this to the outside, technical stand up, and we pass. That's my favourite thing to do front body. Okay? So you don't even sometimes need to do the bridging thing. If you go from normal mount straight to technical mount, I've already got there. The objective is to get the knee in. Don't worry about the bridging thing. But the bridging thing is if it's super tight, technical mount, and I can't get the knee in. Bridge. Here. Now we pull and push. Here, or we can go for neck locks. Like that. And that's all it is. It's really simple. And whenever I've taught that to people, they started doing it, going, "Oh my god, it really works." Well, of course it works. If little old me can do it, then it works. Okay. That's the quick version. Sometimes I've got two arms there. It doesn't matter. I need a pulling mechanism. I need a pushing mechanism. It goes down here. I recommend you start practicing your technical stand-ups and pass. That's the easy version where he switches and you've got space. The second version where it's tight. It's really tight. And he's fighting for upper body control. I'm going to bridge up so that I have space here. Sometimes I don't even grab, I just use both legs there. That's like a lazy version here. Is that clear? Do you want to have a play with that? It's so useful. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm here, oops, here comes the gift wrap, and he switches to what we call a technical mount. Now on Thursday I taught how to escape from the technical mount, but without this bit. Now we have the added jeopardy of this bit, which is controlling. Now if I hang around here too long, we've seen what can happen. We've all been practicing attack, so we now understand this position a bit better. The first simple method of escaping the gift wrap is that what we're going to do is we're going to move our elbow back into him. I'm doing this in slow time, you would do this a little bit more dynamically. As we move back into him, then he wants to obviously keep pulling that way, so he pushes that way, right? So I'm pushing back in, and then I relent, and then he goes over here. Right, so we're freeing our arm, and then we're going to hide our arm. So he can't get the gift wrap anymore. Can't get the gift wrap. Okay, so there's no more gift wrap. Right, there's other things he can attack with, which is why on Thursday I'll release the video as well. We have to obviously practice our escapes from here to do that, but that's secondary. The most important thing is we're practicing our gift wrap escape. Okay. I'm pushing back in, out and over. And he can even still hang on to this grip. So as I push back in, I go over and he can still grip, and I'm still capable of doing this, and then I hide my arm and he can't get the gift wrap anymore. Alright, this is one. This is what I call the alien. Right, the second version we're going to practice too because the first one's so easy. The second version, he gets the gift wrap, and I'm resisting just enough so I have space to do this. And this is like the film Alien, which was relevant 10 years ago, but I think people haven't watched Alien since. Anyway, you know, the thing that crawls over your face, the face crawler, like this, and then we're hiding our arm. Alright, so there's two versions. The first one, kuzushi. I call it kuzushi because you're going back and then forwards again. The second version, maybe the first version isn't quite relevant. We can at least do this. Face crawler, pull as much as you like. You see the leverage aspect of this is just too good. And back. Just a quick word of warning, as he's pulling, right, if you release the arm and leave it hanging, he's going to go for the arm bar. So please don't do that. Yeah, go for the arm bar. Please don't do that. Finger crawl and then hide the elbow. So he's got no chance of extracting again. And if you, high grades, if you know how to escape, well, I want you to just try and work regards and escapes. Beginners, don't worry about that. All right, 1, 2, 3, let's go. What if he goes for the figure 4 version, which would be the natural successor? First of all, why the spin around so that you can see it. So first of all, why the figure 4? The figure 4, I would say, is almost like the default go-to move that most back attackers and top people will go for. This Kimura grip here. We understand the grip here. It's stronger because it's from a family what we call the 2-on-1 grip. So there's literally 2 control points on one arm. All right, and it still does the job of neutralizing my arm, but there's still a bit of play. The finger crawl method doesn't work from here, but the first one possibly does. Okay, so the first one, hence the difference, there's 2 different versions I'm showing. He's not going to hang around here, he's going to convert this into a back attack, arm bars and kimuras and all sorts of other things. So, firstly, I don't want him to get 2-on-1. So really, as the defenders, we should be defending much, much earlier on. So let's say I do the hip escape. I just want to give you a context, right? So let's do a hip escape, and he grabs there. I want to prevent the second one coming in here. So go for the figure 4. All right. Another way defenders, obviously, I can defend off here. So all these things you should be doing as defenders, and you will pick up these skills over time, just through for the fact of always being caught with a figure 4 there. There's too late. I can't get rid of this grip now. So defend it early on. So here, like this, and then we're trying to bat away. And he has no choice now. Guess what? All he has is the old-fashioned Gracie tricep push. Now we can do our escape. So the first one is the kuzushi. Second one is the finger crawl. Now I'm going to do the third one. All right. So get a good pull on this one. This one is too late. It's almost strangling me. And he's got a really good pull. He wants to go for the original one, which is the hips and Gracie, pulling me there, and then he takes my back. All right, that's his intention by pulling. It's almost like he wants to get like a bow and arrow, but no bow and arrow. So yeah, really pull hard. What we're going to do is we're going to go with the flow here, and we're going to roll in this direction. I'm going to switch my feet position. This is important. Switch my feet position. I'm going to roll here and shrink. How about we do it so that our heads are facing so you can see what we're doing? Yeah, so we do it like this. So, pull hard there, okay? So he wants to pull me that way. I'm going to resist a little bit, and then while I'm resisting, I'm going to switch my feet here. I'm now going to roll onto my belly and shrink. And now we're here. A little bit of a hip escape, and then now we're in what we call single leg exco. If you get to this position, fantastic. I want you guys to, if you can get to this position, I want you guys to complete the move with a technical stand up and going around our head. All right. If that's too much for you, just escape. Just do the escape. So we'll do the whole thing again. This is the bit that 10 years ago I didn't teach properly. I'm not sure I'm doing a great job now, so I'll simplify it. That's the whole thing. If you can't remember anything, if you can't remember anything, okay, now here it doesn't have mount because I'm in a little tiny fetal ball here, and that's actually quite good, even though you can't attack from here. I'll come around and help you if this is all a bit new and weird. Okay, 1, 2, 3.